Okay, so we're following up on the video I did where we bolted on one of Craig's props to the plane. Today I actually have approval to fly it.
Cool.
So we're gonna do some test flying. We're also gonna do some static pulls. So I already went and flew with my plane, just got some numbers today as far as climb and cruise. I wanna lay into the throttle, kind of see if I can gauge what I get static, get rid of all flaps. So I'm gonna let this stabilize and set for 5,500 RPM, which is kind of the highest RPM you want to cruise at. 5.7 GPH 105 true. We're gonna do a static pull. I'm gonna go grab my quad. I'll park it here, see what it does static, and then basically pitch the other prop for the same RPM. Okay, let's do it. It's not gonna pull the quad away, right?
I mean, I kind of hope so, but
maybe not with this
see how
prop.
much thrust you get.
Yeah. What do you guess it's gonna pull?
Let's see.
We're at 5,800 feet.
And you're 5,500 RPM, approximately static?
I don't know. Yeah, probably 54.
Probably right around 560, 580.
It's a good guess. I'm guessing I'm gonna be over 600. I'm going for 610.
Okay.
Okay, hopefully this doesn't blow over.
You're buying the chair.
So I was wrong?
You're wrong.
It was less than I thought.
Yeah. That's pretty much spot on here.
And I got 5,500.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. It took a while to ramp up to 5,500, but then it got there.
I saw 582, Pete.
Yep. That was spot on. I'm definitely buying beer. All right. Now the question is, what do you think your prop's gonna do?
Let's see, 55, 120. I'm shooting for 6. Yeah.
I'll be impressed.
Yeah, I would be too. Because it's a cruisy prop.
And this guy is just statically balanced, right? That's what the
This is for your vertical balance. Because there's no way about vertical balancing the ground adjustables.
So the center block, what are you calling that?
The pitch block?
Pitch block, and that's how you're setting the pitch on the blades.
Right. Then you have a compression cap right here. This slides out with shims. So depending on where you put the pitch pin, will set your pitch between the two blades perfectly. So there's no protractors or other devices for setting the pitch.
That's huge. Yeah. And then you're just using those tiny little shims to like
and basically on the Rotax from the last run we found that a 5,000th shim is about 80 RPM.
Yep.
So
the cool thing is though, once you have it figured out, you can kind of just make notes and say, I know that my takeoff pitch is X amount of shims.
Exactly.
My cruise pitch.
Cruise pitch.
Yeah.
Any shims that you don't use, you can just stack them on the bottom of the pitch block underneath.
Gotcha.
So you know exactly what you typically use up there. 2 shims on the bottom here. We line up for vertical balance, so this little red dot on the blade. We have a red dot on the balance plate. So we know this blade doesn't go here, it goes over here.
Gotcha.
So we keep the red dot, red dot, red dot. There, now they're de-pitching. So now we can tell that even though the blade will pop out, but there's no slop right up here between your pitch block and the compression cap there.
Gotcha.
So you just rotate the blade into the pocket, ensuring that this is secure. Both blades are identical.
Did you rotate the top line already?
So, so there's out, there's in.
Last time this camera blew over, so I'm gonna set it out of the prop blast area. But we're gonna try to get this to have the same static RPM, which after like 10 seconds was about 5,500 RPM, almost perfectly on the money. So it's probably gonna take a couple tries to get this one. Okay, we only made 4,500 RPM, so we got to move some shims around because that's too low. So Houston, we might have a problem, huh?
Houston might have a problem.
Maybe not enough.
Pitch block.
Yeah, the pitch block is too long.
Is too long.
Yeah.
So.
But while I have you here, because you're such a guru with all this stuff, and props are basically black magic to me. I know that pitch and length affect things, but you're talking about a whole bunch of other parts. So
tell me, of other parts, yeah.
I mean, this new design is way different than some of your older propellers.
It's a clean sheet design.
Yeah.
That was developed originally on the computer through CFD evaluation.
CFD's?
So, computational fluid dynamics.
Gotcha.
So I was introduced to a gentleman by the name of Jacques from the Netherlands about 7-8 years ago. We hit it off on a really good friendship, and he has the design and ability to manipulate the software program, but has no experience in propeller building or applications. So the two of us have worked really well together, and the things that I've been trying to achieve over the last 10 years, putting tufts on propeller blades and GoPro cameras on the spinner and everything in flight, trying to analyze flow, he's easily able to just pull it up on the computer. It was a real game changer, because there's things I knew that were going on with flow that I couldn't measure, but yet we could pull the data out of the CFD program.
Gotcha.
And so this blade was, again, a clean sheet design, along with the non-planar tips, which I've researched the French burp tip on the rotors, I told you. And you can see the two tip vortexes, which are working magic in regards to efficiency. But the airfoil sections for the Reynolds numbers, everything was just clean sheet designed. And
gotcha.
so I'm really happy with the performance that we're seeing.
So you do actually have an airfoil like a wing that you can affect on. And then obviously there's a twist to the prop too. So all those things are tweaking and...
A lot of tweaking, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Things that you would find, we kind of blew everything out of the water from any propeller design book that's been published. So it's been great. I mean, I've been doing this for 50 years now. So
things, and they're crazy looking. So I'm excited to see once we can get the pitch to the right range.
Pin,
But also, correct me if I'm wrong, this prop's designed for the 916. So
this is designed for the 916.
So 20 horse more than what I'm actually making.
So we're kind of trying to figure it out for the Rotax. Again, the pitch pin locations are extremely sensitive.
Yeah.
10,000ths of an inch is 180 RPM, 5 is 80 or 90 RPM. So compared to the last run we did, the iteration, we did some modifications to the pitch block and pitch pin location, and probably just a little off for the 915.
Yeah.
Close, but.
Yeah. Good to go again?
Yeah.
All right. We don't have super high hopes because we were only able to move 2 pins. Well, it hit 52.
52?
Yeah.
Okay. We just hit 500.
500?
Yeah.
Okay. We need 300 more RPM to be even.
To be even.
Yeah.
But 52, I would expect to be kind of a cruisy end.
Yeah.
A prop for speed.
For sure.
Yeah. So it might be interesting to fly and see what, for the same speed, what your fuel burn rate is.
Okay.
To kind of check efficiency.
So should I go do a quick flight?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're right at 500 on just that change of RPM.
Perfect.
From 350.
From 350?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, that's as flat as we can go, which is not as high of RPM as we'd like, but it is a pretty good cruise pitch. And since I did finally get stamp of approval from my local FSDO to give it a test flight, I want to just get up there and see how it feels, what the cruise speed will be like, or I guess we want to see what our fuel burn is at the same cruise speed. I'm going to try to go for 105 true, and we'll see how it goes. Definitely a cruise prop. Man, makes a totally different noise than I'm used to. I think it's just the two-blade, and what I've experienced in the past is two-blade props like to drum on the fabric. I mean, I'm holding 1650, truing out, it's 106. 5.6, 105, 5.6 gallons per hour. Okay, I'm currently cruising 105 true, 5.6 gallons an hour at 5420 or 5430 RPM. So I am so dang close to my other one. Let's go ahead and do a heading and see if we can't turn this thing around. Okay, so I'm still just sitting same RPM, same gallons per hour, 105 true. So it's within 1 gallon per hour, 0.1, sorry, a tenth of a gallon an hour, within 80 RPM and exact same speed. Wow, this thing is quiet at idle. My other prop kind of does a whistling thing.
I believe that's you. You're quite inside the crop circles.
All right, so that was interesting because at 105 to 107 miles an hour, I was doing 5.6 gallons per hour, which is almost identical to my other. I was doing 105 at 5.7, so
Yeah.
0.1, and then I was making 5450 RPM, where my other prop I was making 5500. So it was within within 100 RPM and within 10 or
Yeah.
0.1.
Yeah. Just so static RPM was lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it climbed good, just
It
at a
looked like
little
it.
bit higher speed.
Okay.
But yeah, at 70 miles an hour, you know, I was kind of before pitching for 65,
Right.
and I was getting 15 to 1600 feet per minute, and right there I was holding 1600.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting though. It's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't pull as hard on the start of the takeoff roll, but then once it gets into it, it's great.
It rolls on. Yeah.
Yeah.
The RPM comes up.
Yeah.
So that's where, you know, we saw from 4,500 RPM to 52 static.
So then the question is, I guess my question is,
35%
once,
difference.
once we add or flatten the pitch a little for takeoff, is
Right.
it going to run away at cruise? So that's
Yeah.
the question.
That's the question.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. And what's also interesting too is you're dealing with a turbocharged engine, so it's going to be a different animal at sea level.
Good. Like I'm glad we're testing it up here.
Yep.
So I can, you know, be
Common.
familiar with it. But
Yeah.
it was interesting. One thing I noticed on final, that prop is quiet when it's unloaded. It was like, I thought my engine was dead for a sec. It was like, because my other prop does a whistle. It's like, you know, this one doesn't. It was just
Yeah, when
perfectly
you flew
silent.
over and came around, it was extremely quiet.
Was it?
Very quiet.
Yeah. And this, it felt smooth. It was good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, more
Good.
than on the climb, I can feel it. It drums on the fabric.
Right, because
So
the
it's definitely
two-bladed prop.
Yeah, not nearly as smooth as the 3-blade on a hard climb, but at
Right.
cruise it was pretty close.
Good.
So-
All right, well, we'll modify the shim block and
Yeah.
get the RPM up a little bit and
Continue testing.
continue testing. Yeah, so this is a image of some of the CFD work that we've done on this particular blade.
So what are we looking at?
So this is showing mainly we're looking for the tip vortex off of the non-planar tip.
Yeah.
So you can see the non-planar tip, and during that first revolution, you can see the two densities of the tip vortex.
Okay.
So instead of having one really strong one,
yeah.
we have two, and the first one interacts with the second.
And that
It's
makes the efficiency
very
better?
quiet and very efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah. That was awesome. And just like that, back to the old prop. Man, it's kind of like so close. I'm excited to see once Craig gets that little center pitch block size to the right thing. He's also got another set of blades that he's designing that would be tuned more closely to kind of my demands, the lower cruise speed than the other one's optimized for. So anyway, I will be sure to keep you guys updated, or I'll film it when we go to do more test flying. I'm excited to, like I said previously, kind of move away from this prop just because it's built in Ukraine. There's not really any data on it. There's no support for it. And we did have that one failure that I'm sure a lot of you guys heard about. So that's my thought on that one. It is fun though, nerding out with someone like Craig, but it's funny that normally I'm pretty good at like asking intelligent questions and keeping up, but Craig immediately, I asked a couple things about the prop and it's like, dude, he is on a whole different level, way outside of my pay grade as far as understanding of that. But while on the topic of nerding out, I should show you guys what I've been working on. So basically, I'm in a weird position. You guys know I'm into fly fishing. I am not a fan of rod holders on the top of vehicles. I just think they look goofy and they're so dang expensive. I haven't wanted to buy one, but I normally just strap my rods on my roof rack of my truck. And the problem is most of the time when I'm done fishing, I set the rod up, I go take my waders off and I forget to put the bungees on, and then I'm losing rods that are fairly expensive. So I've come to terms with the fact that I need some sort of rod holder, so I decided to jump into the 3D modeling software and try to build something that I could 3D print. So this is the V1, well, it's kind of V2, I guess. That's the first one. This is the first one with real filament. That's my prototype as a rod holder. So basically the back opens, you stick a rod in, it uses 1.5 inch ABS pipes, and then I designed this kind of cool little clamping mechanism, which I don't know if you'll even be able to see. But basically this goes into this notch goes into the channel of my roof rack. This goes underneath and tightens up. So I kind of have a better example right here. But this is how it's gonna attach. So this side's got a little notch that goes in the groove on the extruded aluminum piece. This guy just can be loosened up a bit. And once it's loose enough, if it wasn't catching there, you can turn that sideways, be able to lift the whole thing off in one piece. So again, just put that in, twist this under, tighten it up. That's how it'll hold it on the roof rack, so I can take it on and off easy. So, been 3D printing a bunch of stuff, made my own little sign. My little nerd box lair of the hangar is in full force, and I can't wait for warmer weather so I'm not just freezing my butt off when I'm out here. But that is the basic update on some of the little projects I've been working on. Got a TIG welder. I'm gonna get into TIG welding. It's been on my list forever, so that is finally gonna happen. And with all that, kind of out of things for this video. I probably am going to go watch Haley. She's getting a horse lesson at the neighbor's house. I am gonna do some flying tomorrow, so I'll be making a video of that. But before I wrap this one out, I do want to take a second to say thank you to my friends over at Squarespace for sponsoring yet another one of my videos. And for those of you that don't know, Squarespace is the ultimate way to build a website and run your business. You start with one of their award-winning templates, craft it into your own beautiful professional-looking website that's optimized already for both desktop as well as mobile. And they have features for every single industry, so it doesn't matter what you're trying to do with your website, be it an online store, a personal blog, a professional photo gallery. You're gonna be able to do that with Squarespace. And again, they have features like being able to book and schedule your clients. There's just so many things you can do with a Squarespace website that I guarantee you, whatever it is you're trying to do, you're gonna be able to do it, and it's super simple. They also sell domains, so they're really the one-stop shop for everything websites. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to purchase, make sure you use code Trent Palmer at checkout. That'll get you 10% off. Thank you again, Squarespace, for sponsoring this one. You guys know the drill. Like this video if you do, subscribe if you haven't, come be my wingman. See you on the next one. Peace.